And it looks like we are live. And we have the chat ready. Got a little bit of game audio on this time. So, yeah, the game servers are still down. So this is the test server. And I'm going to use this as an opportunity to explore the different races, I guess. So, previously, I was using a wood elf, and I was using a wood elf frost weaver, and it's kind of fiddly, and I'm not sure it suits my games. And what I mean by suits my game style, my play style, is that I'm not as mechanical as I'd like to be to make this work. Although I'm not going to write it off at this stage. So, but even still, I'm going to look at using this as an opportunity to explore other races. And I'm feeling like I kind of want to go for something a bit kind of chunky, a bit beefy. I want a bit of a fat bastard character. So let's have a look through them all and see what's available. So, I mean, aesthetics come into it a lot, but they're not the key thing. But let's have a look at the actual characters themselves. And I really do like these characters because they are kind of cutesy. They're very sort of clay model kind of style, and I like that. So with the centaur, I don't know if I could get on with being a horse, but we have the option of a champion and a cleric. So we go like healer or a champion. Now let's have a look at the champion and see what's what. So Power Grenade, Netbreaker, deal a large amount of damage to enemies in the area. Massive Cleave, deal damage to enemies in front of you, and combos into Whirling Pain, and Leap launches you forward, dealing damage as you land. This can be triggered twice in a row. So I don't know, it just sounds like a typical kind of brawlery champion. Cleric. It sounds like a healery kind of champion, I suppose. Miracle, Divine Order, yeah, heals, push enemies away, damage to your target, Celestial Force, fire heal, fire out. This sounds like a really good kind of like group sort of character. So we've got different divine. So clerics use divine magic to heal their allies and damage their opponents. Using mana, they create powerful auras which can heal and enhance their nearby group members in addition to their support powers. Clerics are also formidable combatants which can smite their foes with area damage and crowd control. That doesn't sound like very much of a solo character, a solo class, that's for sure. Now, are there any like racial things? So, powers granted: hungry as a horse, legion strength, sure-footed, trail master, wild charge, rear kick, and dash. So large physical size requires you to eat more often, decreasing your food buff duration by 40%. So that's an immediate debuff, I'd say. Increases all nearby group members' attack power and support power statistics by 75. Prevents damage from removing you from a mounted state. That would be, I imagine that one's going to be necessary, given that you are essentially bound to your legs. Being basically a horse, it's kind of interesting that you are unable to be removed from that mounted state. And you would have thought that'd be a given, really, wouldn't you? Out of combat movement speed. Oh, that just makes me wonder, if you are a horse, can you ride a mount? I don't know. I might just try that just to see if I can ride. Wild charge charges forward, dealing 95 damage and applying an armor tear to enemies in your path, reducing all final physical mitigation by 10% for 15 seconds. And rear kick behind you, inflicting knockdown and close it. Right, okay, that sounds super interesting, to tell you the truth. Let's have a look at the Elkin. So this is a deer human hybrid, which I've not come across this kind of character to play previously. This opens up the Confessor, which I understand is a fire mage, cleric and healer. So there's a knight. Now I understand this one to be a bit kind of tanky. Whirling leap, shield strike, shield block, onslaught. 3-part combo attack that creates shockwave and knock down enemies or apply bleed to enemies in the area. That sounds kind of cool. Versatile fighters which use a shield for both defensive and offensive purposes, whether it's defending their allies, pulling enemies toward them with their chain attack, or delivering onslaught with blows with their chosen primary weapon. Knights are master tacticians, often seen thriving in the front lines of the battle. As knights blocking incoming attacks, they empower their offensive capabilities, so it's important they can understand the flow of battle, react accordingly. Right, okay, that's interesting. That sounds very kind of brawlery, like I was going for. And Templar, what have we got here? So Templars are skilled order of warriors that master the great sword and hold their ground as they purify an area with divine light. They excel at parrying incoming attacks, healing their allies, and executing their foes with swift judgment. Templars are a vindictive force that can just essentially protect their allies as rebuke those who harm them. Okay. Right, so that kind of just sounds like a sort of a paladin kind of class, I suppose. I've never been a huge fan of the paladin type archetype. I don't know why, but is what it is. I don't think. Right, this one was gonna. You've got the option of an assassin, a knight, a druid, and a frostweaver. Nope, skip. And this is the Ganetian, and that looks super cute. Yes, I do. Duelist. Right. Okay, there's the little guns. Okay. Let's see. So, rare breed that master melee and range combat. These jacks of all trades can attack from stealth with their rapiers, explosives, and even flintlock pistols. And they're knocking down enemies with a flintlock shot, ambushing them with a surprise attack, or spending their pips to guard themselves. Duelists always seem to have an answer. As a duelist, your basic attacks build pips, which you can spend on self-buffs and offensive attacks. Sounds cool, but it's kind of not what I'm really going for right now. But it's really cute to have kind of like a hamstery kind of thing, or a guinea pig, I should say. It looks so cute. Half elf, druid, assassin, and ranger. Nope. Half giant. It's a very humanoid kind of character. Let's have a look at this brawny. Increase your critical damage by 10, not 10%, by 10, a flat 10. Large physical size requires eat more often. Make me mad. Grants a stack of make me mad whenever you are damaged for less than 200 health, up to 5 stacks. At 5 stacks, gain a giant smash, which increases your damage bonus and healing bonus to 6 by 5 for 12 seconds. Also restores some of your resources. Logging and quarrying, good. Blood of the Giant embraces your giant heritage, increase in size, damage bonus, and healing bonus by 10 for 30 seconds, while also granting new damage reduction. Okay, that sounds kind of cool. This kind of fits into that category, that criteria of being sort of brawly. It's kind of chunky enough for me though. It needs a big fat gut just there. Kind of like Gragas from League of Legends. So what can he go? So Myrmidon. The hell, I've never even heard of a Myrmidon before. Right, Myrmidons are melee berserkers, which possess an incredible ability to ignore pain when berserking. This causes some Myrmidons to suffer from Berserk Crash when Berserk expires, which skilled Myrmidons must take great care to avoid. When left unchecked, Myrmidons can be a nearly unstoppable force that drive the enemy's forces and furious when the bloody. Oh, that sounds good. I'm liking that. Now I'm wondering, like, literally the picture there you can see is like a kind of a Minotaur. I'm wondering if they had the Minotaur in mind when they created that class. Let me just have a quick look at the so that's champion. That looks cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Food, thick skin increases your resistance. Oh, yep. Tanky. Immunity to stun. Okay, that's good. Increases skinning. Yeah, okay, good. Continuously recovers 50% of all lost health for 8 seconds. When the effect ends, you suffer bloodthirst crash and take 50% of the lost health over the... Oh, that's interesting. So you regain 50% of your lost health over 8 seconds, and then take 50% of lost health over the next 8 seconds. So it sounds like that's a temporary kind of health buff, I suppose. That looks good. Bull rush, charges forward, knock down, dive roll. Right, okay, that sounds like we'll put this one on the short list. This is definitely a contender. So we've got the half giant as a possibility, the Minotaur as a possibility, and we're looking at Myrmidon as a potential class there. Let me just have a look at this one, and then the Stoneborn. Now this guy looks very weedy. Nah, I don't think I want to do that. So what's this guy got? Desert Winds, outcome health regen, 60 by 20. I can't even pronounce that. Alright, okay, this looks like a very kind of, maybe like a kind of a monk kind of class. Maybe that's me just kind of like assuming based on his appearance, but they've got like magical traits there. Increase movement speed, damage. Yeah, it just kind of sounds like a monk. Right, what's this Stoneborn? Oh, right, okay. I was kind of expecting this guy to be bigger from his picture. He seems bigger, but actually he's pretty small. And he's got pretty chunky forearms, eh? I wonder what he's been doing those forearms. Right, okay. Blood of the Mountain, increase your incoming healing statistic by 15. Coagulation has a chance to instantly remove all bleed effects whenever bleed effect. Okay. High force just increases your blacksmithing. Right, okay, that's good. You get knocked down, reduces the length of knockdown to suffer by 2 seconds and increases damage and healing body statistics by 5 for 12 seconds after suffering a knockdown. Okay, so it hardens your skin, dramatically increasing damage reduction by 50%, making you poison immune for 6 seconds. Of course, reducing this. That's interesting. And so I think which one? Half giant. This guy looks the biggest out of them all. Just because of the horns. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Minotaur. I think, and Myrmidon, Raging Bull, okay, Berserk. Right, let me just. Okay. Right, so potential promotions. Titans are relentless aggressors that become deadlier when focusing their attention on bleeding opponents. Titans must avoid the effects of Berserk Crash by charging a powerful attack at the right time. Conquerors know that the key to winning a fight is to hammer control of your opponents. Conquerors must deal damage to heal during Berserk, but do not suffer from Berserk Crash. They're immune to crowd control while berserking. And Battle Ragers have the defenses to survive the worst battles. They gain a barrier as they whirlwind and heal based on enemies near when they berserk. That sounds interesting. I'm going to go with this one, but we don't get a choice of body type, sadly. We only have the of the one gender. which is female, clearly. Yeah. So let's do that. Let's go with this one now. What colour do we want? I do like that black. I do. And the orange. No, we need to keep that like that, I think. Just change some of these. I like those colours. Right, let's have a look at the horns. I'm not too keen on the broken horn. I mean, you could say that's like a sign of really getting stuck into battle, but it could also be a sign of got stuck on tree. So, I think maybe these, because they look the biggest. I don't know. That one looks like he's just like ready to stab. I'm gonna go with that one, I think. And the face. He looks incredibly grumpy. He looks like he's suspicious of you. Gonna go with this guy, I think, because he's got tiny little horns on his chin. He's got chin horns. Right, okay. Artwork for this game is fantastic as well. So when they actually went live with the game, they actually launched it saying developer build. So they'd seems like they'd rushed to get things out without covering off all of the all the little things they needed to adjust. I guess that's what's happened when you got a deadline to hit. Okay. Righty. Now to go through all the motions. Oh wow, look at that. Oh, dual axe. Oh. That's so cool. I don't know what that one was. Right, so Bull Rush, charge you forward. And Bloodthirst continue. Right, okay. Let's set this one. Ah, that's so cool. Oh, hey, Tap. Thanks for the hang. I haven't checked it out yet. I haven't checked it out any at all, but I like the look of this. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. It's pretty cool. I'm just sort of exploring it myself. The Valin kind of coaxed me into playing a little bit. So I thought, yeah, why not? It looks kind of cute. give it a shot, and it reminded me a little bit of Black Desert to some degree. So I thought, yeah, give it a bash, see how it goes. Alright, I'm just gonna skip through all of these tutorials as quick as I possibly can, and the good thing about this is it's very brain dead in sort of what you need to do, because it's a case of, you see at the top of the screen there's the question mark. You will literally just like brain dead go to wherever it needs you to go, and you'll see the question mark over whatever you need to do. And so yeah, it's just like bam bam bam, easy mode, job's done. Talents, okay, let's have a look at the talents. I don't have much choice. This talent grants the Berserk and Neck / powers. So Berserk says, saying yourself, you heal 90% of the damage you cause whenever your health is lower than it was when casting. Oh, right, okay. So you heal for 90% of the damage you cause whenever your health is lower than it was. So if you cast Berserk at like 10% health, then if you go, you can only then heal up to 10% using this. But if you cast it at 90, right, okay, so you can't like fully heal yourself by using Berserk. You can just sustain yourself in combat, essentially. Oh yeah, Devalin literally plays everything. I couldn't keep up with him. If I was trying to mimic the games that he was playing, I'd be bankrupt, I think. I could not even afford to do it. You know, forgetting about the time issue, I literally couldn't even afford to do it. Neck / executes a bonus attack for 229 damage. This power is enabled only while in Berserk. Oh, right, okay. So let's look. These are combo abilities where go Berserk and keep myself. Oh, hello. We have a crazy spider running around me. Hello, spider. Hello. Hello. That is so cute. I want a spider. Hi, spider. Right, okay. Did I see... okay. Where am I going? Oh, yeah, I need to talk to this guy. Just need to check what my abilities are there. So is that one? Okay, that one's Berserk. That one's Neck / Bulldoze. Wait, did I not have like another ability in there earlier? I don't remember. Attack, dive roll, and my retaliate. And what's my Q? Raging Bull. Right, okay. I've not seen any trial. It is a pay-to-play thing, sadly. One thing that you probably should be aware of when you're looking, if you're considering buying it, is that you need to literally like create an account and everything before you buy it, and then through that creation process, it takes you to the games to buy, but it only gives you like 2 options of the available games, and they're not the cheapest options. You can actually get a base game in there for a little bit cheaper with no sort of bells and whistles, because they try and bundle up the VIP pass, which I understand is not necessary, and it's mainly for cosmetic stuff and mild conveniences like resetting stats and things, but no power boosts or anything. But yeah, if you can actually come out of the registration process at that point where it says purchase a game, go into the store and then find the base game. Additionally, if you want, you can get a 10% discount. This is the Valen gave me his code, and I got 10%. I don't know if he got like a little kickback or not. Don't know how that works, but I gave my code to my brother, which is Singed, just like my name, and and that give him the 10% discount, but I've not seen any kind of sort of kickback from that, so I don't really know 100% to tell you the truth. But yeah, it'll work out about, in sterling, about £26 if you wanted to play. So, I mean, it's not a bad deal. Not a bad deal. But they do kind of advertise a, you know, buy once, play forever kind of thing. So, don't need to worry about subscriptions and such in the future. And with it being a PvP game, it's likely you're going to be one of those kind of pick up when you're in the mood to have a bit of a brawl and put down when you're done with it kind of things. At least that's what I'm hoping anyway. Right, let's go chop some, I think, wolves. Chop them in the heads with my dual axes. Oh, that's one of those, like, stone dudes. Hi, Stony Doody. Yeah, he's tiny. There we go. Chop, chop, chop. Right, yeah, this is much better. Like, compared to the Frost Weaver, this is a lot more simplistic. Don't really need to think about things. I think with the Frost Weaver, that's a class where you definitely need it to be like controller. Grindy, I wouldn't have said so. To tell you the truth, I think that like this is only like the tutorial, so you know they're trying to introduce the mechanics and so on. I found that like right now, I'm told I've killed 2 wolves and I'm told to go back to the NPC that gave me the quest. I kind of feel like I want to be killing more right now. You know, I feel like it might not be grindy enough. Not force grindy anyway, so I mean I've got the choice now to go back and hand in that quest after killing those 2 wolves. And I mean like the levels, I don't know how quickly they go up, but I don't think the level cap is too high either. I've got a feeling it might be like 30. But don't quote me on that because I don't know yet. I'm still learning and reading, and the info might be wrong, so take everything I say with a pinch of salt. Should probably try my abilities really, shouldn't I? Okay, so that knocks him down. That's cool. I'm gonna go berserk and see what that looks like. Rah. I was kind of hoping that I would go like a little bit faster doing berserk. Have I got like a... I can't see if I got status somewhere that sort of shows me how long I'm berserk for. Let me just try this again. Oh yeah, so underneath my... Oh, it's not long. How long is it supposed to be for? Berserk. 15 seconds, 10 seconds. Cooldown times can be modified. This attack can instantly flash cast. This power can be used while mounted and dismounts you. Okay, so it should last a little bit longer. But under my, I noticed under my my HUD element, or how do I show you? Up here, there's like a little bar came there, I think. Let me show you. Yeah, so look, I've got this berserk meter here, I guess. But oh wait, there we go. Status there. Ah, the side. I see. Okay. I do, Tri-Tap. I do. And I appreciate you sticking by and saying hello. I do like people who talk in the chat. I think this this tutorial quest line is a little bit kind of tedious, to tell you the truth. I'm thinking that when I get back onto the main servers, I might remake this character and use the boost to get me up to like level 25. Because it does seem like there's a lot of go here, talk to this person for no reason. go to this person and talk to this person for no reason. It just kind of feels like they've got these mechanics where they're like, okay, yeah, we need to teach the players these particular skills. Let's make a kind of a really crappy story to try and string it all together, just so they're not kind of like bombarded and front loaded with all the information. I mean, I suppose it's a very difficult thing to do, but all the same, they've not managed to achieve a great sort of tutorial. Right, we'll go kill some dogs or hogs or something. Something. Oops. Right, where are these hogs? Again, brain dead. I don't need to think about where I'm going because I've got my indicator showing exactly where I need to be. What did we say my one attack was? Oh yeah, look at that. So the loot as well, the F and the G, you've got the choice of like looting or kind of loot everything without interacting with it. And it's really annoying that they're that way. I think it should be the other way on because you're more likely to want to, loot all and get on with it as opposed to looting. And the G key is just a little bit of a stretch, slightly, uncomfortable. I'm assuming pay-to-win aspect, is it always like... This is one of my biggest concerns, actually, was whether it was pay-to-win, and I did grill Devalin on this, and he seemed rather adamant that it definitely wasn't pay-to-win. The VIP thing that you pay for on a monthly basis gets you a certain amount of coins, which can be used for, like, cosmetics and things. I've not come across a store in game or anything. I think it's out of game that the store is. But there was something like when I got the particular bundle, the limited edition bundle that I got, there was like an item in there which gave me like 2% damage buff or something. So there are things that seem to be a little bit kind of pay to win, but very, very minor stuff. So, I mean, I've potentially got a 2% damage bonus over another player who didn't buy the premium package, and that's probably like a permanent thing from what it seems like. But other than that, it doesn't seem like there's anything else other than the time that you take to level up. With the VIP, I think you could just level up to the level 25 straight away. Otherwise, you have to grind it. So there's the time issue there, and I think there is the talent respec, which is convenient. So I think that's probably the most pay to win part of it. From what I understand, is that you can freely respec if you have VIP. Whereas if you don't have VIP, it costs you a sum of gold in order to respec. So in that sense, it is a little bit pay to win. But I haven't come across anything that sort of feels like I'm obligated to do it because it's, bullshit otherwise. Two players of equal level should be equally matched in theory. The only issue is one person may get to that point a little bit sooner than another. Okay, so I saw the fast start pack, wondered if it was in the typical vein of boosting a character. I didn't actually look at that pack. Let me just go onto the website in a second, just have a quick look. Oops, I've somehow managed to get it into Spanish. Somehow. On the website. So the shop, Crowfall store. Game pack, 6-pack, base pack, patron pack. Part of a hero pack, fast start game pack special offer. Let's have a look. So, comes with 2,300 crowns, merchant pack pig. I don't know what a merchant pack pig is. I've come across some sort of pigs that you can tame. Maybe it's likely to be a convenience item of some description. Expanded inventory storage, patron pack, digital editions, blah blah blah, blah VIP. I suppose it's debatable as to whether something like inventory space is classed as pay to win or not. I don't understand the full detriment as to what having low inventory space could actually look like. If there's any mechanics in game that mean that you would have to maybe transport items in order to profit, then perhaps it would be a detriment not having that inventory space. But I couldn't possibly say right now. It doesn't look too pay to win like. Let's have a look at the adventurer game pack actually at £155. Bonus month, 4 membership, Shire Parcel, Manor Building, Merchant Pig Packs, Quarter House Mount. I don't know what any of that is. I honestly have no idea. Start the game with well-equipped 2,000. Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're just kind of like bundling stuff that you could typically buy into like the packs, but like I said, I don't think that the I don't think it gives that much of a pay-to-win advantage. I mean, I'll certainly reserve my opinion on that one until I understand the game a little bit better. But right now, it doesn't look like that's the case. Right, what was I doing? I need to go and talk to Yuri. Alright, yeah, we need to make some stew here, I think. Yep, okay. Roast meat over the fire. So we get the meat, assemble that, nom nom nom, we've got some stew. See, for me with this game, I'm hoping that it's going to give me like maybe, I don't know, like a couple of weeks worth of like enjoyment, and then we'll see what, because we've got New World coming up, and then hopefully I'll just use this as a kind of a drop in, drop out kind of game. Thanks for the help. I'll stop at Ailment, got a grill, and potential pay-to-win games. Alright, pal, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you joining the chat. Always welcome. And I look forward to seeing you again when I'm next streaming. And don't ever worry about derailment. I'm happy to be derailed for friends. Right, where are we going now? This way. Ah, this is the camp I couldn't find earlier. Right, okay. Stick an axe in my inventory. Can't use these till level 5, I think? Yeah, so I've got another. Oh, I've literally just leveled up. Right, does that mean I've got some points to spend? Right, okay, so what points do I go into Constitution, get like a ton of health? So this is the thing that I'm not sure about, because like a lot of your classes, you know, like if you've got a caster, it's like, well, you know, put it into like attack power and critical damage, for example. Like, you know, but this one, I'm curious because he's like tanky, he's a bit brawlery, but then there's that kind of, it's the berserk element with the where is it? The healing bonus. I wonder how that affects the berserk thing. It's probably not designed in that way, because that would be, I guess, putting a lot of points into a particular trait, which is essentially one thing. So do I go attack power or do I go health? I'll do 5 of each. Actually, no, I'll go 60-40. Right, my talents. Okay, so solid muscle. So that's a stat adjustment. So I get 30 strength, 10 dexterity, plus 5 constitution. I should have probably looked at this first before I put my points in, to tell you the truth. See, this is interesting. The fact that they've got 2 stat adjustments here, right? So you can go down either one. They've both got a 30 strength stat adjustment, with the difference being that one seems to be like the tank kind of route and one seems to be the brawler kind of route. And the constitution on that one is plus 10 and the constitution on that one is plus 5. So that kind of says to me that the constitution route is not necessarily the strong route to follow in this particular class. It's saying that strength actually might be more important. But I suppose you could look at it in a different way and say that, okay, well, if I'm getting lots of extra from strength through my traits, do I perhaps put everything into constitution to balance that out? Ah, right, okay, so that one there, if you go down that route, the actual constitution is going up, so perhaps that initial thought was, well, that contradicts that initial thought. Okay, I don't feel like I've made a mistake. So I will go with Brawny, so I will get... yeah, look, healing modifier. So this is what I was thinking, like the healing healing bonus. I was wondering about that, but it does seem to affect it. Right, okay. Let me do this. Brawny. Yeah. I'm really, me as a person, I generally like to do the damage output kind of things. But I find that in games where I play something that is a little bit more tanky, I generally get a lot more enjoyment out of it. And it's kind of a stark contrast to my play style and, you know, what I feel like I want and what I actually want. So I'm literally going against what I want to do. Even this character type, it is completely against what I feel I should play. Which is why I'm a main character. I went down the route of the Frostweaver, because I like the idea of a mage, a high damage output mage, but honestly, I'm not good at that particular thing, and I don't typically enjoy it. So I'm trying to go against what I feel is right and work on things that I might actually enjoy. Right, what am I doing here? Harvest wood. Okay. My tree. Leave me. Thank you. Do you know what? The pickups in this game are actually really satisfying. Just like... up. Yeah, so I think moving forward, I'm going to go majority health, a little bit strength. So that way that I've got the the option of being like part of the guild and being the tank and being able to, you know, go in and sustain. But then also when I'm by myself, I've got that kind of little bit of damage output that will just make it sufficient so that I can, you know, hold my own in like a 1v1 fight, for example. Because we've all seen the situations where you've got, you know, like two tanks, you know, two like immovable forces facing each other, and those fights can last forever. You just literally seem to end up not doing enough damage to take the other one down. So perhaps, you know, that little bit extra that goes into the strength will be sufficient. I feel like for sure I prefer support types, but I'm better DPS. I'm gonna try and see what sort of support gear I can get the sniper and see. Yeah, see, do you know what? I'm still not even sure about what I want to play in Corpunk. And this is really kind of disturbing that I've got no idea at this stage. I'm thinking potentially the Warmonger. But again, it's one of those things that doesn't feel right, but I will probably enjoy it a lot more. My gut feeling is go for like the Pain Reaper, like the Soul Eater weapon spec, but I just feel like I will probably not enjoy that, even though it's like what I want to enjoy, who I see myself as a gamer. So I'm thinking maybe the Warmonger is probably the route I want to go down, but I'm not 100% sure on what even weapon spec I want to do. So I don't know. Can I see myself walking around with a minigun? I don't know. Maybe I need a puppy. Right, where am I going now? 8 meters that direction. Create a hammer. Okay, that's a cooking station. Hammer craft. Wait, where am I supposed to be creating this hammer? Wait, is it crafted? Basic crafting? Oh yeah, basic harvesting hammer. Right. Right, now I need to go 72 meters in that direction. See, right, this says that shift makes me run faster, but it doesn't feel like it. Right, okay. Okay, now this isn't teaching me how to get rocks now. Oh, look at that. There we go. Let me try it again. Let me just zoom right in just to see if I can notice like any difference to the blare. So not sprinting, not sprinting. I'm not seeing it. If it is, I'm absolutely not seeing it. Let me see if there's any controls that I can look at, just to make sure I'm actually pressing the right button, because I'm sure that sprint is. Oh, so it's got an auto run. That's good. Sprint hold. Okay. Yeah, so both shifts are sprint. Let me see if numlock works. Yes, numlock does work. Alright, what do I need to do here? Kill bandits. This? Okay. This is like a stamina thing. Wait, what the hell? Where did this come from? Oh, this is satisfying. This is really satisfying. Right, I just want, like, in Corpunk, I want a class with 2 axes. Just dual wielding, 2 axes. That's it. I think I'm just going to go Berserker. Yeah, I'm enjoying just hitting stuff. Hitting stuff with 2 axes. Don't know what I need limestone for, but let's get up some. I do like that that mechanic where it's like, oh yeah, hit it here and you'll get like bonus resources. I've only come across that once before in Rust. Not enough stamina. Wait, what? Give me stamina. What's the point of that? What? I mean, is that stamina mechanic there for any other reason other than to be annoying? Yeah, it certainly does give a very diverse range of playstyles, doesn't it? The biggest problem I think that I've got with Corpunk, the biggest dilemma, is it's not just a case of finding one weapon spec that you like, it's finding a hero with 3 weapon specs that you like and then giving you the option, because I don't really want to feel like I've picked a particular hero because he's like, oh yeah, this weapon spec is really cool, but then hating the other weapon specs. And that's the biggest dilemma I've got, because I like certain weapon specs from each of the classes, but not all of them. Yeah, you're right. They did do a good job of giving them the variety. But I'm not 100% convinced that you need that level of variety in a particular class. I'm not sure that... I don't know. I don't really know my thoughts on that, to be honest with you. I can't really think about how I want to sort of finish that thought, I suppose. But yeah, like I say, I need to try and figure out which one's going to be suited to me for at least 2 of the 3, preferably the 3. I think you should try and find one with 2 specs that you like the best. That was my way of looking at it, because after those 2 specs, yeah, that's probably right, to be honest with you. If you get like 2 that you like, then 3's a bonus. Because with the dwarf, like, I really like the Berserker. That's the sort of thing where when I saw it, when I read it, I'm like, yeah, that's definitely the class for me. But then going on to looking at the engineer and the sniper, I felt a bit meh. I think what I'd really like to know more than anything in relation to Corpunk and how they designed their heroes is that, did they intend you to be frequently changing weapon specializations? and playing the 3 different weapon specs, or was it a case of they just literally gave you the choice and instead of sort of locking you into one path, gave you that option to switch between them if you wanted to? You know, I'd like to sort of, I hope they run an FAQ again, because that's the sort of thing that I would look at asking them. Not that they ever really answer. See, the thing for me is I'm not big on alts. I'm the sort of person who will take a lot of time to think about what I want to play, and I will commit to that class and that character. That will be it. There'll be no others. I mean, yeah, maybe I'll get like an occasional alt just for messing around's sake, but for the most part, that's what I will focus on. I think the only exception to that was when I played Guild Wars. I went with an Ashura engineer because it just sounded so awesome. But when I came to play it, I just wasn't enjoying it at all. And so ended up going down a different route. But generally speaking, that's not who I am. I will get that one class and I will play that class until I know that class inside out. You know, I'd rather sort of master one class than kind of just be okay with lots of classes. That's not to say that that's the case for other people like yourself who have the, you know, many alts. I might just be really bad at gaming and I'd need all that extra attention on one class to be able to be good at it. Right, do I have a knife? Oh yeah, she gave me a knife, doesn't she? Yeah. Okay. Loads of bloody off from that thing. Oh, when I first did this, I spent so long wondering why this cooking station was not letting me craft my armour. It took me more minutes than it should realise that that cooking pot and that meat cleaver would definitely not help me craft my armour. I wonder if I can put limestone in that. Oh, I can. Oh, this is interesting. So cobblestone and limestone. So from what I understand with the way that it crafts is that, like, in order to create like whatever items, you have the particular components, but it's not a specific component. It's just a component type, and the better quality, the better quality of the output item. So yeah, so the quality ingredient used in this slot will impact the overall quality of the assembled item. So I'm wondering, by me putting this limestone that I gathered in, which is classed as common versus poor, I'm hoping that whatever these boots that I get out of it will be good. It's interesting that I'm using limestone to make boots. Alright, let's do some leveling up. Right, so I went 60-40, didn't I? So next level I get more talent points, I think. Right.
Aha.
Right. I think games like this, they should probably kind of, instead of having these mundane kind of tutorials, maybe give people the option to skip the kind of the quest line part of the tutorial if it's just super basic, and then just revisit the tutorial elements. You know, if you need to know how to do something, just have like a tutorial sort of menu where you can activate a specific quest to do a specific thing. Because the amount of times when I'm playing a game, like I will forget how to do stuff 5 minutes after they've taught me how to do it, and never knowing how to go back to find that tutorial because that feature doesn't exist. That'd be so much better for players like myself. Right, where do I need to go now? 91 meters in that direction. Ha 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 ha! Ah, this is so cool. I like this guy. I do like this guy. I wish this guy wasn't helping, but you know, it's what it is. Right, now where do we go? We'll go back to that dude behind this wall. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Dyslexia does cause certain issues with things going in. And once they're in, you know, brilliant. They're like there forever. But yeah, I hate having to read stuff. So all of this kind of tutorial that I'm going through right now, it's not really sinking in. I mean, this is the second time I've done it, and you know, that's the only reason I know, you know, what I'm doing roughly. But you know, when I get to the point where I'm thinking, oh yeah, I need to craft some armor, that's probably going to be difficult for me, and I'm going to have to try and figure out where this place is and so on and so forth. I also struggle with, like, just in games in general, not just like from the tutorial point of thing, just upgrading stuff. I never know when the right time to focus on upgrading gear is. You know, I often leave myself with low grade gear right until, you know, like I'm finding that it's, you know, detrimental to my play. That's something I need to work on as a gamer, is focusing on getting the best gear quickest. Oh yeah, let's kill these dude little guinea pigs. I imagine there's a lot of people in the same boat as me. Thankfully, I'm not alone. I think, I mean, like, in terms of like my YouTube content, I don't have like a lot of fans, but occasionally I get comments by saying things like, "Oh wow, but just the way you explain things, you know, I've struggled with this thing for a while, and the way you've explained things just made it clear to me." And I think that's kind of like, I create my content for myself. You know, I create in a way that I know that I would like, and I guess there's other people who are in a similar boat, struggling to find the information that they're looking for in a way that makes sense. So, you know, it's kind of reassuring that there are other people out there. Like, did you? I don't know if you were just watching just then, but the screen just went black, and I literally thought that my monitor had broken or something. And it seems like it's an actual blind. You know, instead of like the usual like status effect where they say, "Oh yeah, you're blind. You're gonna not hit when you attack next." They literally make the screen go black, and you know, you literally can't see. Which I think is really interesting. I kind of like that. Right. I kill some more hamsters. Oh, they've got a couple of elites here. I'm wondering if there's like any significant advantage to killing these elites. I'm getting like any. So 9 gold and what did I get? Oh, I can use these goddamn axes now. I forgot about that. I'm using inferior bloody axes. This item cannot be equipped. Why? Thank you. Cheeky. Yeah, when I heard the audio from the blind, I was like, damn, too real. Yes, it's, you kind of get that, disorientation, like what is literally happening right now. kind of vibe, and you know, that makes it a little bit scarier. You know, it's easy enough, like when you've got a blind status effect in like League of Legends, for example, and you're like, okay, well, I know exactly what's going on. I just know that I can't attack, therefore I can like retreat to this brush. But this is like, shit, where the hell am I? Right, let me just have a look at this. This guy is giving me a sacrifice item and 2 gold. Okay. And the elite is giving me... Oh, so I got an axe. So yeah, it is definitely better to be attacking these guys. So that's 36, 36, 39. Definitely better to be farming elites. Better loot. I'm actually starting to look forward to the PvP combat, because I want to feel what that's like. I'm not often, you know, really pumped about PvP stuff. The only thing I'm kind of like apprehensive about is the dropping of the loot. I don't think it's like full loot, but it's certainly something. From what I understand, I would drop my gold. And that's not good. But there's a bank there, so I suppose if it, you know, it's my own fault if I'm carrying gold around, then I'm not putting it in the bank. Which is strange that I don't really like the full loot MMO, because the very first game that I played was... Oh, fuck. What the hell's going on here? Oops. What the hell happened there? I meant to be doing a bandage, and I think I accidentally pressed my full rush. What did I press? Neck slash. Do you know what? I've not even been using... I've just realised I've not even been using my abilities. So that one... Oh no, that's one I need to use in... while I'm in Berserk. Ah, right, okay. That's what I accidentally used. I accidentally pressed my Q. Yeah, so in relation to like the controls, even this melee one's a bit kind of fiddly. Maybe it's just a case of not used to it, but it definitely needs controller support. I actually dropped my controller off my table yesterday and found that controller support was sort of half enabled. So like got the camera movement and your regular movement. So this is with the controller, but your trigger, your right trigger does your right mouse button, but your left trigger doesn't seem to want to do your attack. And this one is your roll as well, so that one is also your right mouse button, and this does nothing, which is silly. Oh wait, okay. A button is your attack. Right, okay, that's good to know. I'm just going to play with controller for a little bit. It definitely wasn't working for the Frostweaver. Okay, so that's my one. That's 2. 1, 2. Attack 1, 2. Okay, that's jump. There doesn't seem to be any way to activate my 3 ability. Unless it's like a combo. No. So yeah, it doesn't have full control and mapping, which is silly. It should have that, because that would make this game so much easier and better to play if it was on controller. But sadly not. Controller option sounds fun. I use anti-micro for my controller to map my controls. Very handy software. I can make control inputs to register. Oh, yes, I had some software once that did that, and I tried to play League of Legends with a controller, and that was silly. But so the software is called Anti-Micro, is it? I think I might need to actually look at that and map some in while they get an actual kind of system in place. Anti-Micro is a graphical program used to help map keyboard keys and mouse controls to a gamepad. Ah, ha, ha. Yes, I will definitely do that and see if I can figure out a way to make it a little bit more intuitive. The only problem that I can envision, unless this software can overcome that, is having more key combinations than there are buttons on a controller. Like when I played Black Desert, there was like a ring menu, so you had to like press up on the D-pad, for example, to open up a ring menu, and then move your control in a particular direction for that particular ability or option. So that might be the limitation here, unless the controller can have some kind of like button combination key mapping or something. But I'll certainly give that a shot a bit later on. Right, where am I heading? 124 meters. I just don't understand why they've only half created a controller input system. It's like they've used... I mean, which game engine did they actually use to make this, in fact? Let me just... Right, so it's done in Unity. So they've probably used... Yeah, they'll have used the standard input system to... So, for the keyboard input, which will also take the controller input as well by default. So they've taken those standard inputs, but they've probably hardwired the keys to the in the input manager. So they've only kind of they've used half of what's available, and then they've hard coded in the remainder of it. I'm assuming, can we remap? Yeah, so they can remap it, but yeah, they've only half implemented that, which is silly. I have a Razer Wolverine T controller, and it has 4 extra buttons that helps with a ton of stuff like that. Ah. Wolverine. I'm just searching all the stuff that you recommended just to see. Oh right, okay. That's not cheap. Looks nice though. Yeah, so you got the buttons underneath. So like, I think it's for PlayStation. They had like a mod that you could buy that plugged into the back of your PS4 controller and gave you a lot more functionality with extra buttons and such. I mean, I'm quite sure it's worth the money if you're, you know, dedicated enough. Certainly a competitive thing. Nice. See, I came from PC gaming originally. I grew up with keyboard and mouse, and then when I moved across to console to play Call of Duty, it just felt a bit awkward, and so my focus at the time was to try and obtain a sort of a mouse and keyboard setup. Now I know you can do that these days. You can play mouse and keyboard on PlayStation, not a problem. But you know, not 10 years ago, that was not a thing. I ended up finding a controller which was essentially a mouse and a nunchuck. So like, you know, the little Wii nunchucks, it was like a version of that. This was pre-Wii, but it was a little nunchuck and a mouse with, you know, all the buttons, you know, like the A, X, Y, B buttons just on the side. It was pretty cool, but it was garbage. it just didn't work. It didn't work at all for, you know, all the dead zones and the mapping. It was just a little bit too, I don't know. It felt unnatural. It didn't feel like a mouse and keyboard should. So I guess they were sort of translating the sort of the X and Y of the mouse input to a direction on the controller pad, and they just didn't seem to ever get it right. Now I'm at the stage where I'm thinking, you know, a controller is the way forward, but I think what I would like for certainly games like Call of Duty is like half controller, so you'd have kind of like this half of it, you know, so you could hold your control with this hand, but then also have a mouse, so you've got like best of both worlds. So you can be using the controller to do, you know, the movement and such, and then your mouse for your aiming and shooting and such. I think that would be the optimal thing. So I find that when I'm sort of aiming with a controller, I will literally go all around the target and sort of spiral it almost. It wastes so much time, but I found that with my aim, you know, I'm precise as anything. Hilux Sun, yes, this came out yesterday. The servers are still having some issues. I'm just on the test server right now, messing around. But yeah, this game launched yesterday. So I think if you wanted to buy it, if you used my name in the referral box, you'll get 10% off. So that's Singed, as you can see up here, Singed, Singed. I gave that to my brother yesterday at work, so I'll give you 10% off. It's already getting banned from me. Ornaments. Yeah, happy to, Lux. I suppose when it comes to your hardware, there is like a fine line that, you know, it's very difficult to say what is acceptable and what isn't acceptable in these kind of games. I remember when I very first got my first headphones playing Call of Duty, these Astros, with the Dolby surround sound built into them. It just felt like I'd been given like a wall hack, an audible wall hack. My gameplay just went from sort of standard good to insane, and I literally felt like I was cheating. But now those things are the norm now. They're the standard, and I mean, providing that you don't have any direct kind of interaction with the game itself, no kind of input from the game to allow any kind of processing that would give you an advantage. I don't see why any input methods should be disallowed, because you have to control that input, in some way, shape or form. And as long as that input is not kind of artificially, causing you to aim on point or whatever, then I think it should be okay. Right, I've got 7 coins to sacrifice. This will give me 245 XP. It'll bring me to level 8. Whoop whoop. Not to level 8, to level 7, sorry. Right, now I've got some stuff. Let's look at my talents now. So I've got the choice of Arcing Slash, which does slashes upward violently, inflicting 104 damage. Or I can Bloody Swipe, strikes twice for 100 damage. Okay. So if I go down this route, then my only option is to demolish armor. So that demolishes enemies' physical mitigations by 20% for 15 seconds and causes 267 damage. If I go with Arcing Slash, then I got the option of moving on to Furious Slash, or I see this is, I don't know what a minor discipline slot is. This is what's confusing me, and this was confusing my other character. So I need to find out what a minor discipline is. Yeah, so I don't know whether to go this one. Strikes twice, so that does 200 damage, let's say. Strikes overhead with both axes before continuing the carnage with a second bloody slice, inflicting 200 damage for each hit. If you connect, recover 5 fury per 5 seconds and gain 10% basic attack damage for 21 seconds. This attack causes additional damage against enemies with less than 35% health. So Whirlwind spins you around rapidly, hitting nearby enemies multiple times, 57 damage, and inflicting bleed. Bleeding causes... Right, okay, so... If I go down that one... Right, so this one gives me like 100 and some damage and a bleed. This one gives me 200 damage and then a damage boost. But then if I go down this route, it closes off these avenues for me. So I guess the question is, do I want to go for that one? Slashes furiously at enemy for 209 damage while reducing their personal healing modifier by 25% for 30. I think I kind of want to do this one. Then I've got the option to go down that route or that route, because I'm feeling that the Furious Slash might be a good option, but also I've got the choice of going down that way. So I'll do that. I'll rank up in that one. And we will go 40% there. So I've got 6,925 health now. So that ain't too bad, is it? Aye, it's rather chunky. Yeah, I think I'm actually liking this particular hero, this class, a lot more than I'm liking the Frostweaver that I was playing previously. It's a shame that I can't just kind of port this over to the live server. But I think with VIP I get to boost it to level 25, I think. I'm going to have to double check on that. So that's not going to necessarily be a problem. Get some shrooms. Nom 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 nom. Oh, I love the sounds these guys make. It's all, oh, 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 oh. They paid their voice actors a lot. Right. Wait, is this what we have to go into? Oh god, I do, don't I? Right, let's see how much damage I take when I jump off this. I don't know why, right? Every time I jump from any high place in a game, I get like that kind of motion sickness in my stomach. Like literally any game. Even though I know I'm not going to get hurt, there's kind of like that feeling of anxiousness as I'm falling. Like even playing Assassin's Creed, where the idea is to literally do a leap of faith off a building into a haystack, and you know that even in the game you're not going to take any damage. I still kind of get that sort of anxious kind of feeling. So let's I'm going to do like a power roll off this thing. Badonka. That's like 25% health there. I wonder if, like, in games, they ever do, like... So, like, if you jump off, you take more damage if you're, like, bigger. That would be cool. It's like, it's crazy though to think that you actually get like a physical sensation from something that's happening in a game, and you know it's literally not going to cause you any pain, but you know I still get it. It's crazy. Do I F it or do I G it? Oh, what did I do? did something, I don't know what I did. I've used the Book of Time, but... See, at the Frost River, these things were absolutely stomping me. I am strong now. Oh, I need to try out my new ability. I totally forgot to try out my new ability. Oh, that was a bit cool. Let's try that again. He spins for ages. There does seem to be a lack of sort of self-healing in this game other than those bandages, or at least at this kind of low level. I suppose that's kind of just like one of the things with a PvP game. You don't want someone to be able to escape and heal and come back and be a pain in the ass. Oh, I missed him. Try and get more of these guys together. And then we will do this. And whirlwind it. Oh yeah. Oh, that's brilliant, that is. That is absolutely brilliant. I imagine with this dude you can pull off some pretty decent combos with his Berserk. I'm definitely liking the feel of this kind of throw yourself in there and go nuts kind of playstyle. Hey, level 8. Whoop, whoop. So that means more talents. Right, okay. So, go to Furious Slash. Or Demolish Armor. I think I'm going to go Furious Slash, I think. Okay, what do I sacrifice going Furious Slash, in fact? Right, so if I go Opportunist... Right, so it gets a passive power. So it grants a 10% physical armor penetration for 10 seconds when you attack a crowd-controlled target. Okay, that's interesting. And this one, Unstoppable, grants the Unstoppable passive power. Grants 10% personal damage modifier for 10 seconds when you're hit with a ranged attack. Ah, right, okay. It's a difficult one because I don't know the game well enough to... Like, how often do I think somebody is going to be CC'd versus how often am I going to get attacked with a ranged thing? That's the question. But then... It's going to make them more vulnerable. And that's just does damage. So what's the middle ground option? Cast net power. Flings a net, rooting them in place. Okay. Right, okay, that's quite good actually. So if I go down that route, I will then have to go down the Battle Scream route. Okay, yep, and then Colossus. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go this route, Furious Slash, and then I'll follow this route down, and then I get to make my decision as to what my final spec looks like. Alright, I'm going to have to give it 10 more minutes because I've got a job to do at 4 o'clock, sadly. I'm actually quite enjoying this. I'm enjoying streaming, I'm enjoying chatting, I'm enjoying playing. Can I get through there? Yep, just clip through. Hey, this guy's a minotaur as well. Look for clues. Okay. I kind of do like this combo system that they've got going, especially when it's simple. Just a case of, you know, press button then press button. You know, that's kind of good. Whereas on the Frostweaver, for the ability which filled the number 4 slot, you had to. It was kind of like a menu system, so you'd like press 4 and then it's split up into 2 separate paths you could choose. So you'd have to choose either 4 or E. So it was to sort of dictate whether it was offensive or defensive, and then you would have to press a further 4 then E to determine which of the next skills that you were wanting to play. So you had to do like a combination of 3 keystrokes to cast one spell, and it was not quick to cast as well. You may not have noticed, but when you cast anything, it goes onto a quick cooldown for all your other abilities. You see, so you know it was like, for example, I'd press 4 and then 4 and then E. You know, that's how long it would take to cast one particular skill, which didn't seem overly, effective. I mean, maybe I was using it wrong, but it just seemed a little bit frustrating. And NL Roland, hey, how's it going, pal? I'm so zoomed in. That's much better. I'm not zoomed in. Okay. I love that so much. It goes on forever as well. It just seems to... I spin to win. Absolute spin to win on that. Right. Kill satyrs times 5. Okay. See, when I occasionally I keep kind of like going down on all fours and running, like that. Look, it just kind of like it looks like it wants to do the animation for a run, but it's not quite doing it. So I think the sprint might actually be bugged. I don't know. I kind of want to attack that massive thing there. Hey, dude. How do you like being smashed in the face? I think this is one of my racial talents, is that I get more loot, more skin, more leather off these guys, I think. Hey up, who do you think you are? Gonna stab me in the back, you cheeky beggar. I wish that when you looted, the inventory window wouldn't come up as well. So I don't want to press, I want to loot quickly, and I don't want to bring up my bloody inventory when I do this. Right. Rah. I thought you were dead. Right. See, there's a cooldown of like a minute on that. I mean, I feel that there should be some better self-healing options. Oh. Don't know how I didn't even see that. Forget where I'm heading. Right, I think, sadly, I'm going to have to log off. But that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Don't often get that many chatters in the stream, so I appreciate the people that have come and said hello and engaged in conversation with me. It's made this like 10 times more enjoyable. So thank you. If anyone is still in the stream and you're not yet subscribed, remember to subscribe because I'll definitely be doing this a little bit later, and hopefully I will see all of you guys in the stream again. So yeah, cool beans. Righty. And we'll catch you later.